The network shows 10 villages and the costs in thousands of dollars of connecting them with a new energy supply. We want to find a minimum connector using Prim's algorithm. Prim's algorithm is all about vertices rather than edges. So we need a start vertex, and I'm going to choose A. In a question, you'll probably be told which vertex or node to start with. Then we look at A, and we consider that this one is already joined to our tree. Where can A join to that isn't in the tree? It could go to B or C. We choose the route that has the minimum weight. So we'd go along AB, then B becomes part of the tree. Note that A was the first vertex chosen and that B was the second one chosen. With Prim's algorithm, it's important to keep track of the order of the nodes, but note I've also kept track of the order in which the arcs or edges were chosen as well. The next step is really important because this is where people often go wrong in applying this algorithm. We don't have to join B to something else. It could be either A or B because A and B are in the tree and we want the shortest way of connecting one of them to something that isn't. A could connect to C and the weight would be 12. B could connect to C or D with weights 8 and 21, so we select BC as it has the smallest weight of all of the things we considered. So let's do that. So we'll connect B to C. That's the second arc chosen, and C is the third vertex connected. Now we have A, B and C all in our tree. We need to connect one of them to something that isn't in the tree. A can't go anywhere though. You can't use AC because A and C are both already in the tree. C could go to D, which is 10, to E, which is 11, or B could go to D, which is 21. So the smallest is the 10. So we'll connect that. That's the third edge chosen, and D is the fourth vertex connected. Now D could go to J, it could go to F, it could go to E, or C could go to E, and the smallest of all of those is this 9 that connects D to E. That's the fourth edge chosen, and E is the fifth node connected. Now if we look at all of the vertexes or nodes which are connected to the tree so far, we can't do anything with A or B or C. Remember, we must connect to something that isn't in the tree, so it's D and E that need to be considered. E can only go to G, which is 16. D could go to F or to J, and the smallest is this 10, so we'll go along there. Fifth edge and sixth node. Here D could go to here, but that's 24. F could go either here or here, and they're both 8. E could go to G, and that's 16. So we'll choose one of the 8s. It doesn't matter which one we choose. So we're going to go this way. And then that's 6. And this is the 7th node connected. We now have a choice of the 8s again, or this 24. So clearly we're going to choose one of the 8s. And I'm going to choose this one. And we have the 7th edge connected. And this one here is the 8th node. Now, there's a lot of choices. D could go to J, but that's 24. E can't go anywhere now. G could go to H, which is 8. I could go to J, which is 9, or to H, which is 19. And I could go to K, which is 8. So once again, we have a choice of 8s. I've chosen this one. That's the 8th edge. And the 9th node. Looking at all of the choices we have now, we must select KL, which is 7, because that's the smallest way. We've now connected 10 of our 12. And if we look at all the possible connections again, the smallest is this one. So that connects H, and then we've got 11 nodes. So only J left to be connected. It could come from D, or from I, or from K. The smallest is the 9, so we'll select that one. And then everything is connected. If we add up all of the selected edges, it does add up to 87, so therefore it represents a cost of $87,000, as we saw with the Crucial example. If you compare the two methods, you'll see that Crucial's was all about selecting the shortest edges, so we had to order them first. With this one, it's all about connecting the nodes. We have a start node, and then we grow the tree, always connecting something in the tree to something that isn't. And that has the advantage of keeping the network that we're building connected, rather than having edges over here, then over here, then over here, then over here, as we saw with Crucial's. If you're working with a really big network, it's much easier to keep tabs on what's happening if you use Prim's algorithm. So this is the one that's used in practical circumstances most often. For example, when the French digitized their telephone system a few years ago, they used Prim's algorithm to find their minimum connector.